Ciao ragazzi, thank you very much for joining us here once again on Inter Worldwide for the final word of the season. The final word has been my favorite segment of the season. I asked a lot of you on match day one, just before match day one. I remember saying, if you guys want me to do that extra segment at the end where I just debrief and talk about the Serie A results, let me know and I can do that in a more chilled way than just having the match reaction. And throughout the year, we've had a lot of really good guests come onto this show, which has been awesome. And it's been run a lot of the time by our friend Mo, who has taken some time off recently, and we're always thinking of him. So thank you to our friend Mo for doing that, and we look forward to when you can come back. But as I said, I've been blessed with amazing guests, and I've got another awesome guest by my side today. It's Riccardo. He made his Inter Worldwide debut last week, and it's an awesome pleasure to have him back. I'm not exactly wearing a familiar jersey that you'd see on the channel, but hey, I said when I started this segment, expect rival fans to be on. Expect rival fans to be here, and everyone, including Riccardo, has always done their bit. So welcome again, brother. It's good to see you.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for having me again. The last week was a pleasure to be on it. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, last week I didn't have the jersey on it, but you you both come, you and Michael come with the jersey. So today, I got us sitting in the wardrobe. So let's get it out and let's show it. Maybe for the last
Awesome.
time, Scudetto's gone. So unfortunately, I bought everyone with the Scudetto. So we gotta carry that. But next time I will put it just a shirt, no jersey. But we spoke last week. I'm even some Juventus fan. I'm really. I'm not an ultra crazy supporter. I'll be able to, tell you things in the right way, my way, anyway. Hope you enjoy it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it. We're going to take a slightly different format, brother, because throughout the year, we usually talk about the results on the final day. But this time, I feel it irrelevant. We're just going to go through club by club and talk a little bit about their season. So I hope that's okay with you. We've already got 12 people, which is more than I expected at this time in Sydney. So if you're here, you make sure you like the video wherever you are, if it's on Facebook or YouTube. And we've already got some fans pouring in. Awesome. Hello from Peru, Mario. Ciao. Ciao Tutale from Melbourne. Raj, thank you for joining. I appreciate that. You're from the Netherlands. That's fantastic. Give that worldwide name some authenticity. And Harry Dem 201, nice top. Anthony reminds me of Adriano. Oh yeah, this is definitely one of the tops that Adriano made famous for sure. For sure. All right, guys. What was that?
The Imperatore they used to call
it. Oh man. Before I get started, as a not Inter fan, I'll ask you the question: can you make the comparisons of Lukaku and Adriano playing style wise, and just because for me, growing up watching Adriano and now seeing Lukaku as well, I can draw a lot of comparisons, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Lukaku is more complete as a player. Or definitely the head is in the right way. Fortunately, Adriano. Didn't have the head in the right way. I don't know if it was him or was the people around him. Maybe it was the different eras. Today they're more professional, but definitely Lukaku has been the best player in Serie A this year by far. I think he's been voted also MVP of the season. By far, he's been the best one. Yeah, a lot of similarity, a lot of way to play. Guy brings the team up, and I think every coach like to have someone Lukaku in his team. Definitely, big improvement since he's been to Italy.
Yeah, I would agree 100%. All right, man, let's start talking about these results. Oh, bro, not really the results of the match day, just talking a little bit more about what it means. I'm going to share my screen in the moment. We'll start with Parma and the relegated sides and go upwards, really, and we'll just spend a little bit of time on them before we talk more about what's going on at the top. But it's always important to cover what's going on everywhere, to be honest. So as I share my screen, we'll get it up on the side now. Parma, Crotone, and Benevento. Two of those three sides, Parma and Benevento, finishing their final 5 games of the season without a win. The goal difference is absolutely horrendous. Crotone conceding 92 goals this season. I don't think I've ever seen a team concede that many goals. I could be wrong, to be honest, but I don't think I've seen that. Riccardo might have seen that. He's got a few years on me, but yeah, your overall thoughts, my friend, on the 3 relegated sides, and more importantly, can you see any of them bouncing back next season strong?
I think by the 3 that go down, I think Parma will be the one definitely will come up next year because they got a they got a new owners, and they just fired the coach and the direttore sportivo, the manager. They just fired yesterday, I think. So I think they're starting fresh. Definitely, they want to go up. They got a. I talked last week about it. They got a big. They want to do stadium and a commercial site around. I see them bouncing back. Benevento, man, if you win only one game in 18 matches, you you know you're basically going down. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about the game when they didn't get the penalty, but if you can't beat Crotone at home, then it's on you. You know what I mean? Definitely, it's on you. Crotone, I don't see Crotone coming back next year. No at all. No at all. A little bit disappointed for Benevento because they had a really good season in Serie B. I like Inzaghi as a coach, but every time he just loses at the end. Loses at the end.
Yeah, fair enough. I would say overall, in my opinion, what you said, he loses at the end. He does well throughout the season. I thought at one point Benevento was as high as 10th, and I'm like, nah, you know what? They're probably going to survive this one, boys. But nope, not to be. Absolutely horrendous second half of the season. Talk about absolutely horrendous seasons. Let me stop sharing the table just for 1 second, and let's talk about the other team in the big city of Turin, not the team that you support, bro. Where do you stand on Torino as a Juventini? You like seeing them suffer a lot. What was it like seeing them almost suffer to the point of relegation this season, my friend?
Well, Anthony, I've seen the soccer probably a different way. I'm older. If you lose 7-0 at home, I don't think you deserve to be in Serie A. Sorry, man. I just can't get out of my head. I just can't get that out of my head. 0 at home. But again, changing the coach, putting Nicola in. Nicola is proved over the years he really can work the bottom ladder. He really can get motivated his players, because I think Torino was not last, but was definitely on the relegation for a long time with Gianpaolo, and then the Nicola just turned it. I don't mind Torino to be in Serie A. You know what I mean? It's always good to have the derby. But a derby with the supporters, not without supporters. It's plain. It's not good. I think this year they were really, really lucky because Benevento stuck the game with Crotone, because I think the Torino Benevento could be an open game. Definitely, they got lucky this year. Really, really lucky. And they're gonna lose a lot of players. I think Belotti will go. I think they're talking about Roma. Mourinho wants it. There's a room. Wants Belotti. So, and it's time for him to move on. It's time for him to move on, I think. Definitely move on.
Definitely. I think it's definitely time for him to move on.
I hope they keep Nicola. I want to see Nicola doing a full season with the team. Not just come in. When he's a coach, I think one of the tag on you that you're only good to save the teams. You know what I mean? You wanna have a season. I think Torino's got Cairo behind. He's got money, but again, I don't know if he's willing to spend the money. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. I'll say that's just something that we'll find out sooner rather than later. I'm just going to fix up my camera a tiny bit here. Awesome. Tale, Anthony, have me on the channel next time, mate. By all means, my inbox is open 24 hours a day. I don't reply 24 hours a day, but it's open, cuz. We'll go to a few more comments because they're pouring in. Indra Hari says, Cristiano gone from Juve is good for Juve on the pitch. In my opinion, he didn't fit what Pirlo wanted to do at Pirlo, but commercially, it's a bad move for Juve. Well, there you go. It's a lot to take in, and we'll probably cover it soon when we talk more about Juventus, to be honest. If that's all right, Riccardo, we'll leave that one for a little bit later. Kiwi Kicker, my G, how you doing, man? I'm sorry, couldn't make it. Tuning in as always. That's all right, bro. Next time. And a lot of these comments are more centered around the sides, but here we go. People didn't solve Benevento's defense, conceded a lot of goals. Yeah, they play quite attacking, but still conceding goals makes it more complicated for Benevento. Yep, that's a pretty good shout as well. Raj indicating what we've both basically said. People Inzaghi, yeah, he looks like a top quality Serie B coach, but I'll ask you this, Riccardo. Do you think with a slightly better side, like what would you think if, say, this People side was in charge of Bologna? Do you think he can keep Bologna up comfortably?
Well, he had a Bologna got fired.
I was about to say this Bologna, if he had him again, yeah.
I don't know.
Has he improved? That's what I'm saying. Do you think he's improved in any way, shape, or form since promoting Benevento?
I think he's improved. He's definitely not the sort. I think he's not the game. It's a former player. He's not the game. He won in Torino. he won against Juventus. Okay, probably the worst Juventus side in the last 10 years. But again, I said before, if you win one game over 18 in the second leg of the season, it's, I don't know where is the team, is you don't motivate the players, maybe the player were not good enough. I would say for Nicola, I would like to see Inzaghi on a club like Verona, Sassuolo, you know what I mean, Bologna, yeah, right, Fiorentina,
I was thinking Sassuolo as well. I was thinking maybe Sassuolo.
see him on that kind of club. And I I have to say something. I would like to be the next time Simone Inzaghi and Pippo Inzaghi have a lunch together after Lazio lost with Torino. I would like to be in the room, man, or at least to get the phone call after the game.
My goodness, man. I don't want to know how the family lunch would have gone down.
I don't know, even the phone call after the game, because it's, Anthony, just think about, that's brothers. Okay,
that's brothers, bro. That's blood, eh?
That's the blood, and you just lost the game with Torino. You basically put me in Serie B. I mean, I don't know how that goes. If it was me and you, bro,
I reckon
I would go off, man.
There'd be a fair bit of hostility and animosity there, 100%. Indra Harry says, but does Mihailovic, is he going to go from Bologna? I haven't read anything that he's going to leave. I don't see any reason why he should leave unless he's just outgrown the environment. He's survived a terminal illness while he's been there. I'm not going to say that he can't recover and stay there from this season, because I think he's actually had quite a good season. What about you, Riccardo?
I think I saw his interview after the game on Sunday, after your game. But it sounds like he's staying, but he's waiting the club to do the step. That's what what he said. And he definitely needs players. He needs at least 3 players.
Yeah. All right. Let's move along to the next team on the ladder, which is going to be another team who, staved off relegation quite well after starting the season in a shocking way. We always said from the start of the season that Cagliari, the team on paper, was too good to get relegated. It would be very, very disappointing to see players of this caliber get relegated from the Italian league. And eventually they did put the points on the board, but only just, yeah? How do you see them going next season, Riccardo?
I hope Cagliari stays up in Serie A. I got a soft spot for Cagliari. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't know if you remember when Francescoli was there. You remember in the 90s?
I don't remember. Sorry.
Yeah, they did a good run in Coppa UEFA, and I think that Cagliari needs to be in Serie A. They got a really good president behind. He's got money, and I think they need a good coach. Definitely, they got a good top players. They got Godin, they got Nainggolan, they got Joao Pedro. And they got Simeone. It's a good team. I'm really happy they actually stay in Serie A. I really like Cagliari. Cagliari is good. And even the game with Milan, I thought after the Crotone draw, and then seeing all the players drinking beers, and then they're going to San Siro and say, "Oh, that guy, they're gonna smash that." But again, the pitch. You see one thing, and the pitch talks different. Milan couldn't beat Cagliari, not even closer.
Yep.
So, Italy is a lot of speculation. Give the game, give the points. Sometimes it sounds like, no offense for Burundi, but it sounds like Burundi League, man. No offense for anyone in Burundi.
Yeah. Should Nandes step it up to a bigger club, says Raj.
Yeah, I think it's time for him to go. I heard that maybe Inter was interested in the past. And but this player needs a coach that believes on him, not just have to go to the team for the name. If you don't have a coach that believes on you, that really wants you, they give you, it gives you a project to go. You know what I mean? Don't go. Stay in Cagliari. You got more exposure.
Yeah. So it's good news for Juve and Inter that Cagliari stay in Serie A, because Rugani can bring plus Valenza, and Inter can sell Raja Nainggolan permanently. 100%. I never want to see Raja Nainggolan in an Inter shirt again. What were you going to say?
Back to you. Cagliari doesn't want him.
Cagliari won't want Rugani. Man, this guy, remember when he was the next big thing for the Italian national team, and now Cagliari is going to ship him back to you on his ass?
I don't know, man. It must be the wife.
I reckon it's a mental thing, bro. He looks mentally like his confidence has gone absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, to their level of player, Anthony, you know better than me. You're going to Rennes for 6 months, and then from Rennes you jump to Cagliari in the same season. It doesn't look good for a player at the level. Definitely not.
No, it doesn't.
He needs a club that believes on him.
Yeah. It's like
I
a
thought
smudge
Cagliari.
against his name for his career. And yeah, it's hard to recover after that.
Yeah, 100%.
Next, let's go to a side who, did their thing this season because they're the only one out of the two promoted sides from Serie B last season to survive the drop. They definitely played the best football out of the three consistently over the season. I wish them a public congratulations because, to be honest, they deserve to be congratulated for their season. Riccardo, what did you make of Spezia?
Spezia, I think, was the surprise of the Serie A. Probably the best young coach in Serie A, Italiano. And
Yep.
surprisingly, I put then one of the team was going to be relegated. I thought it was going to be Crotone, Spezia, and the Benevento. I don't think Parma was going to go.
No, I don't think anybody thought Parma was going to go.
Spezia, good result. They beat Milan. They draw some other big game, but overall, with the players, not big names, not a lot of foreigner players. They've done really well. I like Pogeda. Pogeda is under 21 from then. Is really good player, and I think he's ex former Milan player, younger from the youngest from Milan. Yeah, they got a good side. I like the coach. I think the coach is going. There's a rumors going for Sassuolo. I think.
Yeah,
I think there's. Yeah, definitely. So. Well done to Spezia. Well done to Spezia.
Well, that position should be open now because De Zerbi's on his way to Shakhtar Donetsk. Yes, it's pretty much all but confirmed.
Yeah, all done, sealed and done.
Sealed and done. Well, there you go. Then it's just there you go. The job's open. The job is open for all money. So good luck to whoever goes for the position because
they're talking about I think Italiano, and I think it's Italiano for Sassuolo. I think it's one of the ones going there. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. All right, next. For me, this team was very, very disappointing all season. They seem to have issues in the backgrounds that they've had for a while now, and they can't seem to get over it. But, more power to them because I was hungover on this morning and I really enjoyed this goal so much that Fiorentina's recap of the season has to feature Barella scoring against them because that's the way I roll. They had by their standards and by my standards, I think that 13th is actually flattering. They should be looking back at that now and thinking, or was it 14th, because they've played like a relegation side a lot of the season. They've had some players that turned up at certain times. I think Vlahovic has a bright future if he can make the next transfer move count. It is critical, in my opinion, the next transfer that he makes. But I'm really interested in hearing Riccardo's opinion on Fiorentina, a team that has had such a colourful history in Serie A. 2021 it's still one to forget for me. What about you?
Fiorentina, it's again, last 2 seasons had the same problem. Changing coach, you started with Iachini, back to Prandelli. Prandelli, I think, unfortunately is over. Mentally is a coach. Then back to Iachini. I didn't think they were going to go in Serie B. Definitely not. But they need to step up. I think Commisso, the president, I don't think why invest in Italy is not. He's trying to make changes and stuff. Italy is really hard. See Pallotta experience with Roma. They just walk away because Italy is too hard, too background. They want to do stadium and stuff, and the team is good. It's got good players. Now you got Vlahovic, you got Castrovillari, you got Ribéry. You know what I mean? Overall, it's a really good side, but there's not a Fiorentina of the 90s. Fiorentina of the 90s were first, second, third, playing Champions Leagues, and I think Vlahovic will stay. I don't think he will go to any big clubs because the money that Commisso is asking for is, I think, 60 million. No one will pay that. And at that age, I reckon you got to do another year in Serie A to really improve yourself. You know what I mean?
I think it's a good move for. I think he should stay at Fiorentina. He's already established himself there. He should aim again to score 25 goals again for the next 2 years. And as I said, make that next transfer count.
Yeah. And I want to answer to Hydrochari that says, if Fiorentina beat Juventus, I agree with you. Beat Juventus and we joined in Florence. I mean, 1 point over two games with Fiorentina. So, I don't know, they step up with a big team. and then they lose the stupid games. Not I don't know. It's no, I don't think Spalletti will go to Torino, to Fiorentina. I think it's more Gattuso was. The rumor was Gattuso. Gattuso
Yeah,
even in.
possibly.
Oh, sorry. Even Fonseca. They're talking about Fonseca. I heard of.
Well, we know Gattuso is a free agent now as well. Where do you think he's going to go?
Well, honestly, I didn't like the way he got fired. On a Twitter, thanks,
Me too.
Mister.
One hour after the game, ADL, he can't hold his ego. That's such a childish thing to do.
Listen, I know that in the group we got Armando Pianese. You know what I mean? I say hi to Armando. We had in the past were some bad runs between us, but that's it's a supporter. It's the ultras that come out, but then you work everything up, and he's got a really good point of view of the Napoli. I think the problem in Napoli is the president. It's we say in Italy, padre padrone. You know what I mean? It's you're a father and a owner in the same way. You want to do everything. It's but again, if De Laurentiis goes, who's gonna take Napoli? And it's I didn't like the way he treated Gattuso, but again, that's my personal opinion. I don't put money in the club. I can't say anything, but I would like to see Gattuso maybe to Fiorentina, even to Lazio. That's another because I don't think Inzaghi will get that. I don't think Inzaghi will get confirmed. But there's a rumor of Fonseca. Yeah, for Fiorentina overall, I don't think it's gonna make the first 7 in the next 3-4 years for sure.
Rumor Gattuso to Spurs. How do you think he'd go overseas? I don't know, in like England. I know he's been overseas before in where was it?
Greece.
He coached in Greece, right? Olympiacos. No, it wasn't Olympiacos, was it? He wasn't the coach of Olympiacos, was it? No, I didn't think so.
Was a Crete. The famous interview was a Crete. The famous interview.
That's the one. Yeah. I know that. That was funny, man. All right, let's move.
14 or 2015, yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, let's move along to another team who started poorly at the start of the season, but really started picking up points like no tomorrow when they decided to shift managers as well. It's not the team actually with the ball in this position, obviously. It's Genoa in the background, and this is a fixture that they were able to hold Atalanta to this season, one of their better performances. Overall, what did you think of Genoa, Riccardo, and how do you think they can go next season?
Genoa, Anthony, look, Genoa last 5 years. Change a coach, start with one, fired, get another one back, get back the other one. I think last year they had a 3 coach, this year they had a 2 coach. That's the Genoa. They always would. If the Preziosi is like De Laurentiis, same breed. Overall, they got a good players, but that's where they gotta live. They gotta live on the middle bottom of the Serie A. That's I don't see them having a project. You know what I mean? For 2-3 years to maybe go Conference League or go in Europa League. I don't think they have the money. I don't think they have even the thoughts to go. They want to live there on the middle bottom of the Serie A.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's why
team that.
Sorry, yeah, that's why I'm back to the discussion we had last week. It should be 18 Serie A, 18 teams, not 20.
Definitely. It's too many. It would open, as I said, it would open up an entire extra month available of football if you were to just downgrade it to 2 teams. You'd have 34 match days instead of 38. And that's like gold.
Every team step up. We'll make every team step up. You know what I mean? Genoa will not. We'll need to have a project to say in Serie A. Need to spend money. Serie B will be tougher to go up. You know what I mean? That's you don't just survive on the middle bottom. You need to spend. Yeah. You make the league more
competitive.
Sorry, competitive. I didn't have the word yet. Competitive.
Yeah. A team who was very competitive, competed themselves right up to the middle position of the ladder was Hellas Verona. I've said this before, I'll say it again. They were like the first of the mid-table bunch for me to establish the fact that they were going nowhere near the relegation zone this season. As the season digressed into what was a very weird finale, they looked weak, poor, fatigued. They were the only team to play 3 games in 8 days. How did they do it? How did they do it on the last day?
Okay, I gotta say thanks to all the Verona supporters. I gotta buy a shirt of Verona.
For sure. Yeah. This is like when was it? Oh, when was it? It was the year where Inter qualified on the final day under Spalletti, where we should have won match day 37 against Sassuolo. We lost. If Lazio won on that day, 37, we would be 4 points behind. We couldn't go to the Olimpico and win. They were versus Crotone, and Crotone draws 2-2. And then we go and beat Lazio at the Olimpico.
Anthony, honestly, I was at work. I ran home 8:45 on Sunday night because I thought the game to watch was Atalanta Milan. I watched the first half of Atalanta Milan and looked like to me juniors against the Serie A team. I was gonna say I saw the Atalanta team in Coppa Italia. They ran 110 kilometers an hour. They were walking on the pitch on Sunday, and then I jump on the Napoli Verona team because after Milan scored the first penalty, I say, well, definitely Atalanta doesn't look like he's gonna score. So I jump on the other side, and Verona played really good game. Whatever, in Italy, half of Italy opted that we don't qualify for Champions Leagues. That's fine. That's soccer. That's supporting. That's nothing to say. But Verona played really good team. Napoli couldn't not beaten, and kind of Napoli won the game. It's I don't know if you saw the Juric interview. He walked away. You saw that?
Yeah. When the interviewer asked him, "Oh, it looks like a different Verona side tonight," he was like, "No, you're being disrespectful. You should apologize. I'm out."
Well, I think he formulated the question in the wrong way. You know what I mean? It was a kind of, because better than me that every journalist that's in the stadium that from the team, the home team. You know what I mean? So Ugolini, always saying, as a Napoli supporter in certain way, and he asked the question in the wrong way, and Juric took it personally, and I think it was wrong from the Juric side, but end of the day, if you look Verona run this year, the draw with the Juventus, the draw with Inter, I think, they beat Atalanta, the draw with Milan.
Yeah, I think I don't think they drew with us Inter, but they drew with Atalanta. I remember that.
They won. I think they beat Atalanta. They beat Atalanta.
Yeah.
Beat Atalanta. Yeah, maybe they lost with you, but they got points with Lazio, Juve, Milan, Roma. You know what I mean? They did just make the day. They didn't just play. With the bottom ladder, they lost the games. But with the top one, they play a good game. And end of the day, and then I didn't like after, Zaccagnini's got, go dead wish from the supporters and stuff. I don't like the kind of soccer, you know what I mean? It's but well done to Atalanta, to Verona. Well done to Verona. And thanks again.
One team that we missed was Udinese. So I'll just ask quickly, what do you think about Rodrigo De Paul? I wanted to ask Riccardo, where do you think he's going to go next season? Because had you asked me this last week, I would have said, well, if he's going to go to anybody in Serie A, he's probably going to go to Inter, maybe Atalanta. But now Milan and Juve have got a little bit of that Champions League money. So if there's a loan with an obligation to buy on the table, I think all three of those big sides now are in the running to get his signature.
I don't know if Milan needs De Paul. Maybe Inter needs more, but Inter will get De Paul only if I think Brozovic will go. You know what I mean? It's De Paul is a player that if he's smart, he will not go in the top team to be on the bench. It's he just got to the national team, and I think Inter, Juve, good chance. It might go overseas. I think it might go overseas. I think he had an interest from Liverpool, if I'm not wrong. And
I think Leeds.
Yeah, I think
it was Leeds.
Leeds is the same
Liverpool
team.
as well, or Leeds?
I think it was maybe you're right, Leeds, but they're the same owners. I think Leeds, they were the same owners. So
I didn't even know that.
I like De Paul, very good player. But a hard player to put on the pitch. Because he likes to play, the Argentina number 10, get back, gets the ball, not really in a position. It's kind of tutto campo, we say in Italy,
Yeah, fair enough. Thanks, Tim, for joining again. As always, loyal viewer. Next slide that we're going to talk about, a team that did their thing all the way throughout the season, apart from maybe like the first few games. But you don't really expect anything else from Claudio Ranieri. And these two former Interisti boys, well, they're still Interisti to be honest. They led our guard of honor. They did the business. Maybe a little bit too well. I don't know if anyone remembers. They scored 2 goals against Inter. But who predicted that? Only every single person, only every Inter fan to go in front of a camera. I'll tell you a fun fact, Riccardo. Not only did I say it, but two other Inter YouTubers, Alex Dono and Uncle Raul Sharma, said it the match day. We would bet all of our houses and money on Candreva and Keita Balde scoring against us. And it happened. But overall, bro, decent season for Sampdoria, 9th position on the ladder. They'll be confident going into next season that they can have a decent season again. How do you think they'll go?
Okay, they're also former Lazio players, if you remember. They're former
Lazio players, yeah.
Both of them. Ranieri, I don't think he's staying. I think he's gone.
No.
So, again, I don't know. Depends who is the coach. I would like to see, a good coach to get Sampdoria. Always like Sampdoria. I think they just was a 30 years anniversary of the Scudetto. I remember the Scudetto with Vialli, Mancini, Pellegrini. I remember I was really young. And, Sampdoria is, again, it's the same thing on Genoa. Sampdoria should be always, I think, in the top 10. It's a team that should be on the top 10. Definitely should be there. I don't know who the coach will be. There's no rumors at the moment. But Ferrero is a bit...
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why I asked you. I haven't seen anything.
No, nothing. I just got the news that Ranieri doesn't want to stay. So it's...
Yeah.
I think he's done a top job.
Yeah.
I could do something like Leicester, but I don't think Italy said. I don't think Sampdoria has the money behind to do that. You know what I mean? Leicester's got a country. Inter, Sampdoria doesn't have it. So.
Should we give Eddie Salcedo a chance? Nah, the positions are scarce in a club when you win the Scudetto, man. I'm not having any of these. Like, I'm not saying he's a bum player, but I'm not having any of these players sitting on the bench for Conte for 28 match days before they even get a run, because we know what Conte's about. He wants his winning squad. The only request he's going to go and make to Zhang in this meeting is, all right, you can't give me any money. At least you don't sell any of my stars. So I really don't think these sort of players are getting a run, man, to be honest. Indrahari Ranieri's not going to stay yet. We just pretty much said. Gianpaolo, rumor that Gianpaolo will be back at Samp. I don't know, man. That Milan move really shook him up forever. What do you think of Gianpaolo coming back?
I don't know. I didn't hear any rumors. Damsgaard is a good player, but again, this player is gonna go on a top team to sit on the bench. Better don't go. You know what I mean? They're gonna burn like Rugani. We talked about Rugani before. They gotta just burn like him. So you got a player. I think is matter today. They got the good managers. They want to know how many games they play. They want to on the contract. They want to know. I got to play 30 games at least. You know what I mean? So Damsgaard is good. I think he should stay with the Sampdoria. We'll see with the coaches. I don't believe Gianpaolo will go back. I'm not gonna say I don't believe in comebacks, because then we're gonna go to Juventus. We might talk about Allegri, but Gianpaolo had a really bad run with Milan and Torino.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, he's gotta be careful with the next job he takes, because he can bend his career really easy. Really easy.
Yeah, his next job could definitely be his last one if it doesn't go well. Not a good season for the Eternal City. Not a good season for Rome in the slightest. Starting with the poorer of the two sides, Roma.
Sorry,
sorry, go for it.
Yeah, even Udinese, Gotti. There's a good chance Gotti doesn't stay. Going back to Udinese. So there's gonna be a lot of changes in the benches, the coaches in Italy this year. Sorry, I remember the.
No, don't. Maybe that's fine. I missed Sassuolo actually, so I'm going to take this picture off and go straight back to the league table. Sassuolo, another good season under De Zerbi, man. Like, he's earned his transfer, and as I said before, I think this is a good move for the dude. He's going to a lower profile side in terms of European football, but I think it was you said it, Dan, when we were talking about it last week. Shakhtar Donetsk is not a small team. This is a big team that he's going to. This is a big step up from Sassuolo. And I think it's the right step up from Sassuolo. It's a chance for him to play his football in a club that prides itself on his sort of football. So what do you think?
Well, it's going from a middle table Italy to a Champions League straight away. So that's a good job. But again, Anthony, it's why a big team of Italy didn't give him the job? Why we got to have our coach go overseas? Our league then is never going to improve. You know what I mean? That's my.
What team do you
That's
think? What team do you think should have put their hand up? You think a team like Roma, who was looking, or
Roma, maybe Lazio. You know what I mean? Even like
yeah,
Juventus, or I don't know.
even Milan after Pioli could have had a go.
Even Napoli. Why not get the Zerbi?
All of them.
No,
That's
but
it.
you know what I mean.
Why not?
I think it's done really well. I think it's done really well, the Zerbi. In the last, Sassuolo is a really small town, like extremely small town. It's done really well. Why don't give him the job? Why don't try? Why send
Do you
out
think?
good young coach overseas? So on a farmer league, because it's not a big league. But again, it's in Champions Leagues. Well done to him, and let's see how he played off. Spalletti did the same thing. He won the league. So
Yeah,
I'm
but more importantly, like, do you see Sassuolo having a bad season next season because they're going to need a bit of a readjustment after a while? You see them dropping a few spots?
yes, 100%. Depend who takes the job. If Italiano takes the job, maybe. But you know better than me. You followed soccer long enough to know when these teams like Sassuolo, Lazio, they all have a good run, and then the coach come. Sometimes it's a bad move. Look, Parma, you know, 1 year last year they got comfortable staying Serie A. Then they change a coach, bang. I mean, getting Liverani as a coach, man. Come on,
Yeah.
there was that
um,
was a
it was bad, man. Roma, bad season. Not a good season at all, in my opinion. It was horrible almost from start to finish. You could tell it was going to be a train wreck, despite maybe the first 4 or 5 games where tactically they looked like they had a decent identity with Mkhitaryan running in behind Eden Dzeko pretty well. But then Zaniolo gets injured and it all starts to fall apart mentally for them as well. And before you know it, they've dropped so many points that it's just almost impossible for them to look up. They lost touch with the Champions League spots way too early for a club like Roma, Riccardo. Way too early. What do you think was the worst? What went wrong? What basically went wrong for them this season?
I think we're wrong that the moment the change owner, straight away the owner didn't give the trust on the coach. That was my feeling at the moment they signed off. Palotto went out and Frederick come in. From the moment I think the the news that were coming from the new owner was that they didn't want a Fonseca. Fonseca was on the verge to be fired probably all season. I don't know if you noticed that. So I think that makes the team. Then he had a problem with Zeko. He didn't play for a long time. Yeah, it's honestly when you change your owner, if someone come in, I'm always more the thing. Fire the coach, get another one, and go with it instead to do a season like this. End of the day, Fonseca did well what he had. Got the semi-final of the Europa League, got smashed. Okay, that's Roma when you get to the stage, but he got a Conference League spot. He didn't do that bad, but I think it was more he didn't feel the trust of the new management behind, or the new owners behind him, and that make the season go pear-shaped.
Yeah, look, I think the falling out with Dzeko is horrible, to be honest. Like you need points. You've got to find a way to make it work properly. And Dzeko, he's still got that quality left. He's old now, and he's going to be finished in a couple of years. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm like 80% sure he's coming to Inter next season. Something's just telling me that we are looking for that cheap transfer, and that's what Conte's going to say. He's like, you want me to find someone to put Lukaku on the bench? I want Eden Dzeko, because at least I know exactly what I'm going to get and when I'm going to get it. If we had money, I would go Simi, but for the short run, Dzeko is perfect. Bro, I can see where this Inter project's going in the next 2 years, and we're staying with Conte or the club goes into turmoil. That's the plan. That's why we took the loan. So the project is there, and it's going to be Dzeko. Don't forget these young players. It's not going to happen for the next couple of years. Let's go to the next team in the capital city. Really bad last 2-3 months of the year. Like, this is like a tits up explosion, Riccardo. Lazio, a different side in the first half of the season, still look like they'd be able to challenge for the top 4. I had them to get into the top 4 as my prediction at the start of the year. But yeah, not good. Do you think Simone Inzaghi has maybe finally busted there a little bit with the players?
Yeah, I think it's done. I think his time is up. I think his time is
You got
up.
to move on.
Yeah, I think the last interview he had after the game, he said it's 16 months he's waiting for the renewal of the contract. No one called him. So again, when you don't have the owners of the club showing the support of the coach, everything goes pear shape. You know what I mean? I think after the Champions League game with Bayern, if you remember, that they
Yeah,
go
they got
into
pumped.
they play really good football in the first part of the year. You're right, especially in the group stage. But when they got smashed from Bayern, I think from that moment was like putting the lights on, putting the lights off, put the lights on, put the lights off.
They didn't have an easy Champions League group as well. Didn't they have to get through Borussia Dortmund in their group?
But they done it well. I think they come out second.
Yeah, very well.
They play good football. Then they got unlucky draw. That's all. They got a really unlucky draw.
Wow.
Too
You
big.
think
Too
any
big.
of their big players? Sorry, say go on, go on.
No, Bayern was too big to beat. You know what I mean? So I think from them onward was like even the derby they got smashed.
Got pumped, man, big time. But that was like the nail in the coffin right there. You think a couple of their big names might move on? I'm pretty sure Immobile is going to stick around there because he knows he's not going to be treated like a god like that anywhere else the same way he has been treated there. But in my opinion, Milinkovic-Savic, if he's ambitious, he must be having one eye on the door at the moment. Even if he likes the city, even if he loves the city, bro, take your pick of the clubs in the world that can afford you, and I'm sure you could work something out. Riccardo, what do you think?
Well, I like Milinkovic-Savic. I like to see him. He's still young. He's still young, Anthony. All depend on who is the new coach. All depend who is the new coach. Because if the new coach come in and he sign, he wants probably keep these players. There's a rumor.
Yeah.
There's a rumor to be Gattuso. At the moment, the Gattuso rumor is everywhere. Man, it's like a yo-yo. It's going left and right. It's going to Florence. Going to Rome. It's going to Torino. It's you got to see who's the next coach. All the new coach will say what Lazio will do with the top players. He wants a lot of money for Milinkovic. He wants about 80 million for Milinkovic. And remember, Anthony, there's no money for this transfer market. There's no money.
No. Good. Thank you. Thanks for keep saying it. We'll keep saying it because fans need to know that there's no money to go around in this mercato in Italy or in most of Europe at the moment. Indro Hari says if Pirlo is gone, Simone is a good fit for Juve. I brought this comment up because I don't think Riccardo would agree with it. What do you think, man?
I don't see if you're gonna take Inzaghi, then keep Pirlo.
Yo, thanks. Yeah, for sure.
That's don't try another project with Inzaghi. Just keep what you have. Then, if you gotta change the coach, you gotta get someone top coach. If you not stay with the same one.
Yeah, Mohammed says I hate to see Serie A lose a player like SMS because no team in Italy can buy him. That's for sure. That's for sure. Pre-COVID, you'd be looking at a Juventus or Inter that might be able to dip their toe into it, but nah, not at the moment, man.
I don't think it will leave.
Yeah, now that you've mentioned it, it does seem like a far cry. It's time to go up to the coveted positions that came down to the final day of the season. Wow, it was stressful for everyone except me and us. But let's start at the heartbreak of it all. Napoli, like as a Juventus fan, I'm gonna guess you don't hate Napoli and their fans, but you also you have a certain sort of resentment towards some of them just because of the fans, a bit of the fan rivalry over the years.
Okay, Andre, I'll start to saying this because maybe a lot of people didn't see me last week. I congratulate Inter for the Scudetto. I want to say that clearly.
It's very nice of you again.
You know what I mean? You know me now for quite a while. You know that you deserve the Scudetto. There's not doubt about that. You got a good run, strong run. Of course, going out of the champion was probably a help, but you done the good job. You deserve it to win. Heads down this year. Heads down to Inter. Going to Napoli. Well, I know you know better than me that the Napoli hides Juventini badly. You know what I mean?
Badly.
I'll tell you a story.
Can you explain it? Can you explain it a bit more? Because I can't even explain it to my dad properly. We can explain the Inter Juventus hatred to the core. It's all about competing on the pitch and hating the fan bases for it.
I think
What
it's
is
going.
it? What's with the Napoli?
Okay, it's going back to a Scudetto lost maybe for 1 point or in the 70s, something like that. The Napoli lost, they nearly won the Scudetto. I think Pesaula was in the, Armando probably remember that or knows about that. I think Pesaula was the coach and they lost the game, they lost the Scudetto the last game. And I think there was a big fight on the ground. And I think from that moment onwards, I think from that moment onwards, there was this big rivalry to start it. I'll tell you a story. 1986, no, sorry, 1984. Juventus. I watched for the first time. My father took me to watch Napoli Juve. You know, we from Sicily, so I went to see the. You know when Maradona kicked the free kick inside the box.
Yeah.
I cry like a baby.
You were at
So
that? Were you at that game?
So I was at that game. Yeah, we were with
Oh,
the
that's
Napoli.
fucking nuts.
We were Napoli. We went with the train. You know, 80s. We went up with the train. We had friends in Napoli. We went there the night before. You know, I was all happy. Of course, didn't put any. At that time, you couldn't have a you know scar or shirt or stuff. So we went this Napoli. We went with Napoletani. You know what I mean? And it was a raining day. I gotta say, I saw Maradona, heads down to him, great player, great atmosphere, and I cry after the free kick. I cried, and the people actually thought I was crying for joy, and I was crying because Juventus lost after 8 games, and I cry all the way down, and I cry, and I cry all the way down, and then I was, because from Sicily, Napoli was our first stop. I watched a few Napoli Juventus over the years. And yeah, listen, not all the Napoletani hides the Juventini. Mostly the younger one, growing up, a little bit younger than me. They're growing up with the eyes from Juventus, and for them it's like Juve Inter. Napoli for years, if you beat Juventus, they won the league. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
listen, I was said to you before, I don't mind Napoli in Serie A. It's a good rivalry. You know, it brings the flavor to the Serie A. You know, it's a good head for the Serie A. I think Napoli, in the south of Italy, Napoli especially needs to be there. I repeat, I didn't like the way they treat Gattuso. But the hand on Sunday, man, something was missing. Maybe the pressure on. You know what I mean? This is the second time it happened with two different coaches. I don't know if you remember with Sarri, with the Fiorentina game. They just get too close to the target and then just goes away. I don't know if it's the team. I don't know if it's the coach. I don't know if it's the players. They just seems to me, Napoli Verona was 2-0, easy, as down.
Oh man, I don't. What do you think the reaction was like in the city when it happened? Chaos. I can just imagine the tears, and they're some of the most passionate fans on the planet, man.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I gotta say, because they watched the game, I watched the game. Napoli couldn't win. That's not anyone's fault. It's not your fault. It's not Inter fault. It's not the referee fault. They just couldn't win. So they took it. They actually took it well this time. I gotta say, they took it well, and that's it. I think they also when they complain about De Laurentiis. But I repeat what I said before. Yeah, padre padrone. You know what I mean? Dead and owner. But without De Laurentiis, man, it's you don't know who's gonna take the. I would not trust any Italians, especially to take a team like Napoli, because they will fail. You know what I mean? Just keep De Laurentiis, and I don't like owners from come from overseas. But if Napoli De Laurentiis leaves, they're gonna be in big trouble. So you gotta keep him and go the way he wants to go. I think he's bringing a good coach in. I think they got Flavio Conceição from Porto. That's the rumors.
Yeah,
You
no,
know that.
that's confirmed. I'm pretty sure. I'm
It's
pretty sure that's
Flavio
like, yeah.
meeting with people last night. I don't know how they went, but it's a good chance to bring Flavio Conceição. But again, it's a risk. He's a risk coach.
Yeah.
Remember, foreigner country.
Big time. Well, he's never played in Serie A. I coached in Serie A before, but I think he was coached and trained by Jose Mourinho, Hector Cooper as well. There's got to be a couple of other names in there
Yeah,
that
so
he was coached
it's
under.
overall a good coach. He's a good coach. I would like to say I like to see Inzaghi, not Simone Inzaghi to Napoli,
Simone,
or probably, or even Spalletti. I would not mind Fonseca too. I think Fonseca is a good coach, but
I'd love to see Spalletti at Napoli. I would love to see Spalletti at Napoli.
But well done to Gattuso, man. He's done a really good job.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think he should have been treated a little bit better, and I think you're right. That treatment of the sacking on a platform like Twitter, it's just it's a little bit childish, to be honest. Let's move on to the teams that can celebrate what I like to call the second reason after winning a title or a trophy in football is progression. You go into next season knowing that you have a positive platform to stand on. Bro, missing out on the Champions League these days it's almost like a disaster for most teams, not only in Italy, but all over Europe. Making the Champions League has meant that you can start the next season on a positive platform without having to have that whole rebuild structure about you. The rebuild starts now. The time is now. And that's what Milan will be feeling like. That's what Atalanta will be feeling like. And it's definitely what you guys will be feeling like after potentially missing out. So, Riccardo, for the second, third, and fourth place teams, what do you want to say about their seasons? You can go in any order you like.
Okay, I'd like to start with the Milan. Congratulate them for the second spot. Well deserved at the end. The start is stronger. They were campioni d'inverno at the midway of the Serie A. They were on top. They did never look to me that they're gonna win the Scudetto. That's my personal opinion. Maybe some Milanisti will be wrong, but I didn't think they have the depth to go all the way. Inter was strong from the beginning. It was just matter to get the right gear on. And when they got the fifth gear, they just went poof. They just went away with not no one could compete with Inter this year. But they done well at the end. They won a really hard game. Well, the one in Torino, that was a big statement. Winning in Torino 3-0. And then personally, I didn't think that they couldn't win in Bergamo. We talked about the reason last week, you know what I mean? Because Atalanta reaching the second spot instead the third spot was about the money, you know what I mean? But again, then it goes down to the players. The players don't care if the club gets 7-8 million more. The players play more. I don't think Atalanta play at the level of Sogari play on the Italian Cup final. That's my personal opinion again. I don't want to put any rumors. There was a protest about the supporters of Bergamo, the Atalanta saying don't win the game, let the game win to Milan. I don't like to see that kind of showing. Same in Bologna. Listen, I understand the love of supporter, but if you want to bring Serie A to the top European league, you don't do that because that's a bad look. People don't understand today with social. When you go and go down to the ground and say let Milan win, everyone sees this. In England, in Spain, it's not a good league. It's not a good look for the league. We know in the 80s. In the 80s, you couldn't do that. No one reports it. Bad luck. But if you do that today, that doesn't happen in England. That doesn't happen in Germany. Correct, Anthony. You follow me. That doesn't happen in Spain. Liverpool got the fifth position. Leicester didn't complain. No one complained. So, yeah, well done to Milan. Atalanta, a bit disappointed for the last game because they couldn't finish second. I don't know personally if they will finish second again in the next 10 years. Because, how you said, there's a lot of money coming in from the Champions Leagues, especially from Milan. And I don't know if they got the top three for the next 10 years. That's my personal opinion, you know what I mean? And if I can open a little brackets about the Super League. If you look, Spain, France, Germany, Italy, and England, the top 2-4 are the one that was supposed to be in the Super League. So there's not, there's not any different team that's supposed to be. Juventus, well, I don't know, man. Worst season the last 10 years. We didn't deserve the Champions Leagues. They give us on the plate. We take it. I think there's got to be a big rebuild this year. I don't want to say Pirlo stay, Paratici stay, Ronaldo probably gone, Dybala probably signed. I don't know. I don't want to give any name because I think no one knows nothing and things can change really quickly. Really quickly.
I think so. In my opinion, I think when I look at your team and your lineup, I think there are holes, but I also think there is still so much to work with at the same time. It's still a team that has plenty of quality in it. So I expect next season for you guys to still be thereabouts, to still be challenging at the top, and to not drop as many stupid points as you did this season. Where do you realistically see Juventus finishing next season, man?
Okay, I see two ways. This goes two ways, Anthony. I would say when we talk about Lazio, if we gotta get a middle Italian coach, a name Gattuso, Inzaghi, I'd rather stay with Pirlo. Okay,
Okay.
he's done it 1 year. He won 2 trophies. He got fourth position. Not bad because for us, you see the fourth position for Juventus. That's what a lot of people don't realize is when you go to the Champions League spot for the group stage, we're still on the second pot, even if fourth. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Inter's on the
your coefficient points is so high that you'll get straight into second pot. The only reason you're not in pot uno is because it has to go
because
to the champion of the country.
that's what a lot of supporters unfortunately don't see that. They think Juventus is gonna be on the fourth pot. No, we're gonna be on the second pot.
No, that's not how it works. No.
For us, the second or fourth, we get the same money to go to play Champions Leagues. So it's the coefficient, the because we've been in Champions League, but we know we're gonna get 90 million. So we're gonna be in the second pot. Milan's gonna be on the fourth pot. So
Yeah.
end of the day for Pirlo, if you look, put the letter on. It's Milan 79, Atalanta and Juventus 78. We're not 10 points behind. We're not 10 points behind. So we're 1 point from the second spot. So if you say to me at the beginning of the year, Pirlo is a big risk, but he might get in the first four, maybe win the Super Coppa, maybe wins the Coppa Italia. I would say, yeah, well, that's a great season for him. Yes. Then we got Benevento game. Then we got Fiorentina game. Then we got the lost with the Inter. But again, if I'm a Juventus, if I run Juventus, the way I think they will see is they will not see. They will look Pirlo overall, and I think he will stay. That's my personal opinion. I think he will stay, but he needs at least 3 players.
Yeah, 100%. And if it was up to you, with the funds that you realistically have, who do you think those players should be? Where do you think Juventus should be aiming to reinforce next season?
We need a playmaker, 100%.
Yep.
We need a striker,
Yep.
and we need a back.
What back? Sorry.
Left back, left wing.
Left back. Yeah, it looks like we both want Gosens from Atalanta, but they'd be stupid to let him go for under 30, 35 million. And unless you can get a really good loan deal with an optional obligation, we can't afford him.
Well, there's a rumor goes Barcelona wants him.
There you go. But they're like 1 billion in debt as well.
Yeah, but you believe on the fair play, financial fair play?
I've never believed in Spain when it comes to financial fair play. Not at all. Not with these two clubs.
I don't believe in PSG or fair play. I don't believe in City fair play. So sorry, it's just a word.
No, not at all. Not at all. And moving on, last but not least, we have flexed a lot, but I'm going to flex more. I'm going to flex even more as the year goes on because who knows, it might not happen again for a while. Inter Campione d'Italia. For me, after thinking a little bit since our last video a couple of days ago, I've thought that the most important thing for us this season was Conte's ability to unite a squad on a psychological level as well as a physical one. As someone who really appreciates teamwork, camaraderie, a unified effort of a group of people to get a very positive result, not only in sport, in all avenues of life. In my day-to-day job everywhere, you are so much better as a cohesive team than you are as just individuals trying to do jobs. And for me, and I'm sure Riccardo will agree, and I will, give him a little bit more to talk about. What do you think? Do you think that was the most important part, that whole cohesive Conte unit with Oriali on the side? It wouldn't work if you took a few pieces out.
Well, I think Conte has done the Conte job. That we can call it the Conte job now after what he achieved, with Juve, with Chelsea, with the national team, final the European Euro, and what he done with Inter. We can start to call it the Conte job. He's done the Conte job 100%. Compact the team, make the team run. Of course, not playing Europe was a big, will help the team. But that was the same thing he did with Juventus the first year. I think this Scudetto is, I say, 70% Conte, and 30% the players. I don't put the owners of the club, because I'm not talking. So please don't, guys. I know this is inter channel. I will never be offended. Don't take my words in an offensive way, please. I just see as a supporter. I hope you agree too. The Zang disappeared from September to May. You know what I mean? Anthony, they disappeared, and then they turn up 2 days before winning the Scudetto. Of course, it's your club. You spend 700 million for the club. You want to put your face, but you should not put your face that they're out. You should have given more respect to Conte and the players. You know what I mean? You should have stayed on the background and let the other one. I think that was a little bit disappointing from Zang. And I would say the same thing if it was my team. Please, guys, don't get me wrong. Don't attack me. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm trying to make the way I see it. I mean, Zang just turned up. He's 32, 33 years old, and just put his face. Let's give him more credit to Conte and the team. Don't show up like that.
Yeah.
But then someone can say they own the club, they put the money. Yes, I understand that, but that's my personal opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's where, like, this is this little relationship. It's like for Conte and Zhang, it's like when you're a little bit younger and you start going out with a girl and, like, she's just not good for you at all, or you're in a relationship, it's not good for you. It's going to end. It's going to be, and it could be a bloody end even before. But I just really think they're just going to delay the inevitable. The Conte project has got a year, 2 years left in it, in my opinion, as it's sad to say. There's a lot of conflicting reports that come out in the intermedia that, that we're looking to build a dynasty and a project with Conte and Marotta, and they're on board. But I just don't see history changing anytime soon. I see Conte for another season or two, and that's about it. What about you? I'll ask you that question, Riccardo, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, Anthony, listen, I heard rumors about Conte, but I don't want to say anything. So I don't know. We see when this meeting is going to happen, and we see what the result is. But if you read the Marotta words before the game and the Stellini words after the game, I don't know. The sounding is boiling in the back. I think there was meeting was supposed to be yesterday, was postponed, and there's rumors about Conte not be happy. That's the rumors coming out from Conte lives in Torino too. He's got a lot of friends in Torino. So we're talking about bad talk. So don't take it serious. Bad talk is, you know what I mean. It's I know maybe the coach and the coach, a friend, and he say a word. So, but they say that Conte already made his mind.
Fair enough. But this is something important as well. Who knows that Zhang hasn't kept in touch with intensity with Conte in a non-contact way? And how do you know things in the background don't just stay silent? I don't know, man. As I said, I never know. That's why we kind of only just speculate over here. And Riccardo, having ties to Italy, might be able to talk a little bit more freely about it.
I think it's more about the project. I think it's what Conte is worried about. I didn't say he's leaving. What he's worried about is that they're not gonna go forward. That they don't have enough money to go forward. So in Conte ways, is the project is not looking how strong it was before. That's why a lot of the interview didn't come up. They're trying to put him on the television. That's not a usual thing that happens. You know what I mean? And the sending Stellini. I think he's talking more on the Inter channel, but on the Inter channel, better than me that tell you what to say. So when you go on the live television, like Juric, man, everyone tell you, and then you got to answer. And Conte is not someone for character that can keep his mouth shut. So let's see how he wraps it up. I like to see Conte another year to Inter. But Conte better than me. He wants money spent, and if he can't see that, and again, he's got a big wage to go. He's not gonna walk away from 12 million. So
I was about to say, man. Yeah, and once again, stop saying that, because I don't know Conte better than you, and I never will know Conte better than you. All right, but honestly, you said it perfectly. How is he going to walk away from that wage? No one else in the world is going to pay that.
Well, okay. If he's a gentleman, and he doesn't believe it on the project, I don't know if he's a gentleman, but if he's a gentleman, he just walks away. He resigned and
Yeah.
gone. I like it with Juventus. That will actually, I will say that Conte is a man if he does that. But again, Anthony,
Oh
who
yeah,
walks away?
it'd be hard to argue.
But again, there's a rumors. Maybe Real Madrid. There's a rumors Tottenham. There's a rumor about Pochettino too. I don't think Pochettino it's got the job really sealed. He lost the league. He lost the league with Lille.
When I
So
hear all this, I just think the media is trying to fill headlines. But you're right. Pochettino lost the league with Lille. Bizarre.
the way can go is Tottenham pays three-quarter of his wage and he walks away with Inter and gets a buonuscita we call in Italy. Again, I repeat, I like to see Conte another year Inter and see how we can really take this team up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
That's
Just to wrap it up. Yeah. To wrap it up, a couple of fun questions just to finish it off. You already alluded to it once before, but who's your player of the season?
Lukaku.
I'm gonna have to agree.
For Serie A?
Oh, throughout the whole season, the standout for whole Serie A.
Lukaku.
Yeah, me too. Do you have a? I can't really say worst player. That's a very, very broad question. You'd have to think. Do you have maybe a most disappointing player that you could think of?
Okay. I'm not going to put Dybala because he missed 22, 23 games. So I'm not going to put Dybala. Yeah. It's a worst season. But probably I say the Kulusevski has been really disappointing for the potential. Kulusevski, yeah.
My next part of that question was if we can't think of a player, who's your worst transfer? Is this Kulusevski's first season? It is, right? He was at Parma last season. This is his first season. So Kulusevski for you would be the most disappointing transfer of the season, I think.
Not disappointed of the expectation we had from him.
Yeah, fair call. Funny enough, I was actually going to say the next name that was mentioned in the chat, Sandro Tonali. Hard to say because Milan finished second, but no thanks to him. Where now that they've made Champions League, it's only an extra like 14 million, I think, that they owe them. So they'll redeem him. So he should start to pick up a little bit of form starting next season for Milan. What do you think of Tonali?
It's not the new Pirlo.
Sorry?
It's not the new Pirlo.
Oh, of course not. He doesn't play anything like him. He's just got the same hair.
Come from Brescia. That's
I come from Brescia, yeah. But he doesn't play like Pirlo. I've always said he never plays like Pirlo.
I don't know if you know that Milan just signed a new goalkeeper from Lille.
Yeah, that was the next part. So there's someone set it up there. Where do you think Donnarumma is he going to Juventus, bro? Because some people are saying Barcelona, maybe.
Well, okay, let's start it. I don't want to say Juventus. Paris Saint-Germain has got the goalkeeper. Navas just signed it. Or they get rid of Navas and they get two goalkeepers, but that didn't work well when they had a Buffon. So PSG, I don't know. Manchester United, City got the goalkeeper. Chelsea's got the goalkeeper. Real Madrid's got Courtois. I think he's one of the best goalkeepers in Europe. Probably one of the top in the world at the moment. Bayern Munich has got the goalkeeper. Barcelona's got the goalkeeper. I don't know. The rumors say Juventus. But I would not be surprised if he goes overseas.
Yeah.
I hope he comes to you. Don't get me wrong. I hope he comes to you because for tradition, we better have an Italian goalkeeper. For our tradition, Zoff, Tacconi, Peruzzi, Buffon. We had a Van der Sar in the middle. Szczesny, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope he comes to you.
Fair enough. There is 12 people in the video watching right now live as well, so make sure you smash a like before we leave. And to finish off, we're just going to do a fun little activity, Riccardo. I'm going to go through the teams from 20 up to 1, and I just want you to rate their season out of 10. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to start. Parma, they get a big fat 0 from me.
Yeah, 0.
Crotone 19, they get 2 from me because they weren't devastatingly shit. It's just you get relegated, so they get a 2 from me.
2, I agree.
Benevento 18, they get a 2 as well for being relegated and for starting the season well but finishing poor.
4 from me. 4.
4, okay. For Torino, they also
they miss at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Torino, for me, a club where the bar should be set much higher than Benevento. Torino gets 3 from me. Yes, you survive relegation, but don't ever look at that season and tell me you should be ranking it anywhere near a 5. That's a 3 for me, Torino.
4.5.
4.5. Cagliari at 16 is a 4 for me.
5.
5. Spezia at 15 is an 8 for me.
8. I agree. 8.
Well done. Very nice. In context, that is a fantastic season. Udinese 14 is a perfect 6.
Yeah, 6.5. I give it 6.5.
Nice. Fiorentina at 13, considering it was never, they might look like 13 on 40 points, but as I said, remember, this team was still looking at about a +4, +5 gap on relegation most of the season. For Fiorentina, for me, they get a 4.5.
4.5 too. 4.5.
Nice. Bologna, for me, despite not having, I think Mihailovic missed a fair bit of this season as well. I think Bologna gets a 6 for me.
They get 7. They're always comfortable, not in a relegation. So a good heavy 7.
Nice, I like that. Genoa for me gets a 6.
5. 5 for me.
Verona for me gets a 6.5. Brinking on a 7.
I get an 8. Consistency,
No.
always middle of the table.
Nice, fair enough. Sampdoria for me gets a 7.
8. Comfortable in Serie A. Good job of Ranieri.
Very nice. Very good job for Ranieri. Sassuolo under De Zerbi in 8 gets an 8 from me.
It gets 9 from me because they nearly got. I think it was a good-looking Saga best team. Very, very good team.
Solid. All right. So that's Riccardo's. Sassuolo is Riccardo's in-context champion so far this season. Roma.
Right. For a club like Sassuolo, for the size of the club, get it just to the Conference League. Playing a conference for Sassuolo would be like winning the Scudetto. So,
good shout.
Playing Europe. So, missing the
Roma in 7th for me with the shit season they had. Their season gets a 5 from me. They're just very bad in my opinion. Bad season. 5.5. Lazio in 6th. They get a 6 from me just for being able to scrap a Europa spot.
5.5.
5.5. Napoli in 5th. They were getting They were getting a 7 all year, 7.5. I thought last day of the season I'm ready to give them an 8, and now it's a 6.
For the last game, for not beating Verona, they get a 5.
Far out, bro. Honestly, man.
That's like
very bad.
That's losing a final.
Yeah, that's like losing a final. Yeah, it is losing a final, bro. Exactly. Juventus. For me, and by the way, thank you everybody in the comments who are putting your ratings through. But obviously, I couldn't put these up all at once. I knew they'd fly in like wildfire. Juventus, you can start. Nah, well, you still made top 4. You got to say it's a 5 at least.
4.
And see, that's why you set the bar high. But you set the bar high. You're not having none of this 4th place celebration shit.
4. I'm not gonna have a lot of Inter supporter happy. I'm gonna have a lot of Juventini unhappy. Man, it's 4. Heavy 4. And don't talk again. Since September. Don't go around.
You're the man.
Sorry, man. Sorry,
You're the
man. For a long time. Man, I got through Del Neri. I got through my Freddy. You remember my Freddy? I don't know if you had a Gigi, my Freddy. We got 5-0 in the Super Coppa Napoli. 4 for Juventus this year. 4.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all right, man. I'm just trying to think about how I'm going to rate Atalanta. Atalanta in 3rd position for me. They looked like they were going to have form. Like, you see when they got eliminated from the Champions League, I said straight away, man, this team's not going to lose another game in Serie A all season. And they almost didn't until their last 5 games. They dropped 2 games. They lost 1 and drew 1 as well.
What do you give Juventus?
They're going to... Oh, sorry, I can't believe I dogged that one out. For me, Juventus gets a 5. They get a 5 because, as I said, next season, they can still stand up next season and go, whew, well, this isn't great, but at least it's not there, down there, and that's fifth and below in every league in the world. As I said, the biggest thing in football, you win trophies. The second thing at the moment, you make the fucking Champions League, or you make where your minimal expectations are. Every club has their floor and their ceiling at the start of every season. You make your floor, you start your floor again the season after. That's the way I see it.
Champions League, Anthony. We didn't make it. They make it us. It's different. That's why I give it 4. We didn't make it.
You made the Champions League because Napoli are shit.
No, we're gonna make clear this. We didn't make Champions Leagues. They give it to us. It's totally different. That's why 4. We had the chance to make it. We didn't make it. Wasn't us on the pitch getting the Champions League. It was something given to us.
I feel like if I was in your position and the clubs were reversed, I'd probably say the same thing, to be honest. So for me, Juventus gets a 5. Atalanta, I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8 because still for a club like Atalanta and Gasperini, you take into account the Papu Gomez incident, you take into account the Ilicic off-season drama. They don't spend big, and they've made every single player in that team at the moment look like quality, Riccardo. Their team looks like quality. They deserve the recognition. They get 8 out of 10 for me.
Well, if they were going to beat Milan on Sunday, for me was a 10. They get an 8 because I don't think they will get never again the chance to get second spot in their history. Yeah.
For me, the cross city rivals Milan get a 9 out of 10, 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Yeah, I could go with a 9 because I didn't think they'd make top 4 at the start of the season, and I also didn't think they'd continue staying in first as long as they did. And I also didn't think they'd come back after dropping out of the top 4 on match day 34. But they've done all of these things, so I'll give them a 9. What about you?
9. Well done. 9.
Yeah. Very well done. In context, when we signed Antonio Conte as a manager, every Inter fan just said the same thing. I'm sorry for swearing again. For fuck's sake, Antonio, just bring us a league title. Just bring us a league title. We know why you're signing you. We're signing you for one reason only. We need a league title. We've got the league title. We've got the league title by 12 points. We have had a season where we knew we were going to win the title 5 days in advance. 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, 10 plus. 10 plus. Great season.
10 plus.
Great season for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Riccardo, for your modesty and your humility every time you come on here. It's fantastic. It's fantastic to have you. I like the way Riccardo is not biased. You should come on the channel more often. Hey, man, if he's having a good time, we'll keep bringing him back on, as I just said. Just quickly, before you go, what do you think of the 20 penalties Milan got next season? Because I will argue this. When they say, oh, but they're legit penalties, I go, yeah, they're legit. But that means you really haven't scored many goals from open play. Go and take a look at their statistics for goals from open play. You take the Torino 7-0 game out, they need something to change next season because, in my opinion, this league is good for Milan. But if you go into it next season without vamping up the squad a little bit, relying on Ibrahimovic, you're going to have some problems.
Anthony, you put me in a really bad spot here because I got to get a lot of height. Man. Okay. I ask you, can I ask you the question? You answer me, then I answer you. Imagine if was you getting 20 penalty in a year.
I reckon fans, we personally would stop watching football and we would cry conspiracy every morning and every night until they revoke the titles from you, basically.
Respect for you. I said the same thing, man. Well, let's say they will deserve it. Again, I was saying before about the supporter going and complain about losing the game. It's not a good look for the Serie A outside Italy. That's my only what I can say. It's not a good look. Unfortunately, you're not better than me. The conspiracy, the thief, they all deserve penalty. Let's say that they all deserve penalties. But yeah. I don't want to be high with people. Come on, Anthony. I wanna close the season.
Yeah. We don't want to rain on their parade, man.
I don't want to ride in the parade. So I hope they do the same when it happens to the other one, but I don't know what will happen. What I can say, Anthony, is great to be on the show with you. It's really a pleasure. I know it's an Inter channel, and I try to not be too much ultra Juventus. I can be, but for the respect of the people that invite me on the show, For me, it's more talking about the football, the game I love. We share the same love, and yeah, man. Anytime you want me, I'm up for you, and for the guys, and I hope you do a great season next year, and we might meet up for the Euro. We might meet up for the Euro starting soon, so we all gotta be the same under the same flag, hoping that.
I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to for us all coming under the same flag together. So once again, thank you very much, Riccardo. Anything else to say before we depart?
No, I want to say that it was a great Serie A season. At the end, it's I repeat, Inter's done it well, deserve it. After 9 years of Scudetto, it's good to to add another team. It's also good for the league. I hope, how you say that now with I hope they open the stadium next year. I hope the supporters can go back to the games. That will bring bring money inside the clubs. Will help financially the clubs. I hope you can go see some games too before I come back to Australia. I'm hoping
that would
to.
Be nice, bro. That would be nice.
I'm happy to go see that. Listen, I put it here for you. Inter Juve is in Saudi Arabia play, yeah? In Riyadh. I'm probably going to be back in Australia in October. If we're allowed to leave Australia, let's go together to watch Juve Inter in Saudi Arabia. I'll definitely probably get the tickets. Man, we just go from Australia go to watch it. Come on, man. I've done
something else.
I've done a Beijing with the Napoli supporter in 2012 from Melbourne. I've done it with the guys from the UA Club Melbourne. We went to Shanghai to see UA Lazio. I would not mind to see UA Inter with you, man. That would be a great experience shared on the channel.
That would be amazing. Obviously, I can't promise it, and I definitely can't promise it live on camera. I'm better than that. I'm smarter than that, but you're the man, and I'm already filled with so much happiness that you would even think of me to ask that, bro. That's very nice of you.
It would be great to go, do a show together, and then who wins. It's just super copper, man.
Of course, that's what I was about to say. It's the perfect game to go to. No one would take it too personally afterwards.
Yeah, no, it would be good.
Especially since they're moving it to Saudi Arabia. But hey, let's leave that whole can of worms for another video. Yeah. So yeah.
Guys, let's do a show for the Euro. That would be a good Euro. I got my favorite
100%.
already, and I don't think it'll.
Yeah, I hope that they do well, to be honest. All right, guys, from all of us here at Interworldwide, thank you so much for tuning into Serie A throughout the season. But, we will be back with plenty of content about the Euros. And, hey, we all know how much the media loves our clubs. And so I'm sure they can't keep us out of their mouths. And we'll keep coming back to you guys for more. So, everybody, ciao ragazzi.
Ciao ragazzi.